Archangel Michael says, tonight the silence around you is not ordinary. Whispers have been carried through the air, pressing against the walls, finding ways to keep you out of the truth that belongs to you. Every step you take feels heavier because something hidden is circling closer, and it will not remain hidden for long. The air itself feels charged, as though unseen forces are moving around you, guiding you toward a revelation you were not meant to miss. Shadows of those you trust have begun to tremble because the truth they guard has grown too heavy to remain buried. What they fear most is that you are about to discover everything. Voices fall quiet the moment you enter the room. Their eyes shifting, their hands tightening, their hearts racing. They believe their secret is safe in silence, but heaven has already exposed it. Tonight, it rises to the surface like a storm breaking against the shore. You are being prepared for something shocking, something that will change the way you see your connections, your family, and the people closest to your soul. It is not just a rumor or a small hidden act. It is a life-altering revelation, and it is meant for you alone. Type Amen to get blessing. 333. This truth has been locked away in letters, in contracts, in hushed conversations held behind closed doors. It has traveled in messages, in signatures written in the dark, and in choices made without your knowledge. They thought you would never know, but destiny is unfolding faster than their lies can protect them. Every secret kept has a pulse, and this one beats loudly tonight. Their fear grows because heaven has written your name over this moment, commanding that no shadow can keep it hidden any longer. The silence they created to keep you blind is collapsing under divine force. Do not mistake their trembling voices for loyalty, because their loyalty was broken the moment they tried to keep the truth from you. You are standing at the edge of discovery, where everything in your life is about to shift into a new reality. Tonight will not end in silence. It will end in revelation. When you wake tomorrow, nothing will feel the same, because the chain that kept you bound to lies will be broken. This is not an accident. It is heaven's timing to set you free from the voices that thought they could control your story. Type Amen to get blessing. For 44, there are people in your circle who have been living with double faces. By day, they smile at you. And by night, they whisper about you. They exchange details. They pass on information. They treat your life as a plan for themselves. But their masks are about to fall, because the power of truth is flooding into your path. They cannot hold back what is coming. No matter how carefully they stitched their words in secret, what is done in the dark always bursts through the cracks when heaven commands it. The strange weight you've been feeling in your spirit, the unease that lingers when you try to rest, it is not imagination. It is a signal, a warning that something has been shaping itself against you in silence. Yet tonight, the silence will betray them. A message is waiting for you, disguised as ordinary, but carrying the force of destiny. When it arrives, you will understand why the whispers have grown restless. The truth they feared you would discover is exactly what heaven wants you to claim. Type Amen to get blessing. 555. Someone close carries a fear that you will find out about the decision already made in your name. It involves not just words but wealth, movement, and power. They try to hide it because it gives you authority they do not want you to hold. This hidden act was not designed to bless you. It was designed to block you. But Archangel Michael is tearing open the veil so you may step into your rightful inheritance. No lie, no secret, no scheme can hold back what belongs to your soul. The conversations behind your back will be exposed, and every person tied to this silence will reveal themselves by accident. Their fear of exposure is the very force that will make them stumble. Watch carefully, because their actions will speak louder than their whispers. Your life is not turning into chaos. It is turning into clarity. And clarity is the weapon heaven gives you to cut through every web spun around your destiny. Type Amen to get blessing. 666. Their plan was carefully arranged, hidden under layers of false smiles and pretended care. But what they never expected was that heaven itself would intervene, pulling their masks away at the exact moment when they felt safest. Their calm is about to shatter because their secret has reached its limit of silence. Archangel Michael says, every hushed word spoken in corners has been recorded in the halls of heaven. Nothing spoken against you has gone unnoticed, and no plot has gone unseen. Tonight, the truth is being released to protect you and to crown you with what is already yours. The whispers you hear, even faintly, are like echoes of betrayal. They did not realize how thin the veil has become, how close you are to hearing the full truth. One more step forward and the silence will break into thunder. The very people who thought you would stay blind are about to watch you stand in your full power. Their eyes will widen, their hearts will race, because the moment they feared is no longer tomorrow. It is tonight. Type Amen to get blessing 777. The reason this truth was hidden is because it carries weight. Weight of inheritance, weight of love, weight of destiny. They believed if you never found it, they could live freely with what they had stolen. But heaven has marked you for restoration, and nothing can stop what is being returned. Your spirit may have felt restless because you sensed something was being withheld. That stirring inside you was not confusion. It was divine alert. You are being guided to open your eyes before they can lock the truth away forever. A door is about to open where papers, names, and agreements will surface. Each line written was meant to erase you, but instead it will restore you. Their words will become evidence. Their signatures will become proof. And their silence will become the key to your freedom. Tonight carries the energy of justice. It will not be delayed, and it will not be silenced any longer. The truth is coming faster than they can prepare. Type Amen to get blessing. 888. The atmosphere around you has grown too tense to ignore. When you walk into a room, shoulders stiffen, glances shift, conversations stop. It is because your presence is pulling their secret closer to the surface, and they do not know how to stop it. Someone among them has already cracked, letting small hints slip, unable to carry the pressure any longer. That weakness will unravel everything. Because heaven knows who cannot hold their tongue. Once one voice breaks, the rest will follow. This truth is not meant to harm you. It is meant to free you. What was hidden in shadow was controlling your steps without your awareness. But revelation ends control. With truth, you step into ownership of your destiny. Your enemies will tremble at how quickly the silence turns against them. Their hushed tones will become the very confession that destroys their plan. Type Amen to get blessing. 999. There is a movement happening even now in the unseen realm. Angels are standing guard around your life, ensuring that when the truth is revealed, you are shielded from its shock. They will guide your steps so you stand strong when the silence breaks. You have endured confusion, not knowing why certain people acted strange, why their eyes carried shadows when they looked at you. That unease was the signal of betrayal, though they covered it with laughter. Tonight, their act collapses under its own weight. One name will surface first, a single person who cannot hold the silence. They will be the one to reveal the hidden truth, and through their trembling voice, the chain will break. What was whispered will become shouted, and what was concealed will shine openly. Your life is stepping into a turning point where destiny is no longer delayed. All the forces that tried to keep you bound are now forced to release their hold. The time has come for exposure. Type Amen to get blessing. 111. The silence surrounding you is no longer just silence. It is heavy, almost suffocating. It carries the weight of secrets that were never meant to remain buried. Each breath in the room feels loaded with tension, as if the truth itself is pressing to be released. Those who once looked at you with ease now glance away quickly, afraid their eyes will betray them. They believe you do not notice, but heaven sharpens your senses tonight. You see clearer, you hear sharper, and you feel deeper than ever before. A confrontation is drawing nearer without you forcing it. They may try to run. They may try to deny, but the unraveling has already begun. Nothing they do now can hold back what heaven has set into motion. The truth carries a pulse, and that pulse is echoing louder than every whisper in the dark. It is growing too loud to ignore, too heavy to conceal, and too sharp to silence. Tonight, you will feel its impact. Tape to get blessing. 222. Behind closed doors, deals were made without your voice. Decisions were written with ink that carried no trace of your consent. But Archangel Michael has stepped in to burn through those papers with fire from heaven, making sure no word against you can stand. The reason they are trembling is because what they held back was never theirs to control. It was always connected to your destiny, tied to your future, and sealed with your name. They wanted to erase it, but they cannot erase what heaven has ordained. Each hushed conversation carried fear, but that fear is now growing into panic. They know the storm is coming, and they cannot stop its arrival. What they did not want you to see will be placed directly in your hands. The silence is not protecting them anymore. It is betraying them, breaking apart like glass under pressure. You are about to walk through that shattered silence and claim your truth. Type Amen to get blessing. 333. There is someone very close who has been the anchor of this silence. Their role was to ensure you remained in the dark, to guard the secret with loyalty to others instead of loyalty to you. But their strength is cracking and their guard is falling. They have begun to slip in their actions, making mistakes they cannot hide. Their words don't align, their stories break apart, and their presence feels uneasy. This is the sign that their mask is breaking and their truth is escaping. You may feel a sudden urge to ask nothing, to remain still because heaven is already speaking louder than questions. You do not need to search because the revelation is moving toward you. It is already unfolding step by step. The truth that changes your life is not waiting for tomorrow. It is rising through the silence tonight. Unstoppable, undeniable and unshakable. You are moments away from knowing everything. Type Amen to get blessing 444. You were chosen for this moment and nothing hidden can be stronger than the hand of heaven over your life. That is why the silence has become restless. It is breaking under divine timing. The moment is set and it cannot be delayed any longer. Their fear is not that you will know. It is that once you know their control is over. Every advantage they thought they had vanishes once truth is revealed. And tonight advantage is shifting into your hands. The whispers were meant to weaken you but instead they are strengthening you. Every hidden word becomes a testimony of how heaven protected you even when you did not know. You are rising out of the shadows into full awareness. This revelation is not punishment. It is freedom. Freedom to walk into the fullness of what was always meant for you. Unshaken, unstoppable, undeniable. The silence is over. Type Amen to get blessing. 555. The night is heavy with meaning. Every sound carrying echoes of what they tried to keep from you. Even the air feels tense as though holding its breath for what is about to come forth. You are not imagining this pressure. It is the weight of revelation building against the walls of silence. They thought by lowering their voices and speaking in hushed tones, you would never know. But heaven has sharpened your spirit, giving you the sense that something is not right. That feeling has been your signal. And tonight, it finally proves true. This truth was not meant to be delayed forever. It has been circling, waiting for the moment when it could no longer be contained. That moment has arrived and nothing will silence it again. You are standing at the doorway of exposure where lies collapse and secrets fail. Those who thought they could hide have underestimated heaven's timing. Tonight they will be forced into the light. Type Amen to get blessing. 666. The chains of deception have been snapping one by one. Slowly the silence has lost its power and each person guarding the truth has grown weaker in their grip. They sense that their time of control has come to an end. You may have wondered why you felt restless, why peace seemed far away. It was not without reason. Your soul was responding to the shadows moving around you. That unease has been the announcement of what is now unfolding. Their whispers carry your name. Their plans carry your life, but none of it belongs to them anymore. The truth is tearing through every wall they tried to build. Their fear is proof that exposure is close. The silence that once protected them is now betraying them. It is no longer a shield. It is the very crack through which light is rushing in. That light belongs to you. Type Amen to get blessing. 777. A revelation of this size is not ordinary. It shakes the ground beneath those who thought they could manipulate destiny. It strips power from the hands of the deceivers and places it back into yours. This truth will not simply be spoken. It will be undeniable. Documents, names, voices, and actions will align in a way that no one can deny. The proof will rise before your eyes like thunder rolling through silence. You have been walking unknowingly beside betrayal. Yet, heaven has kept you protected. Every step you took under silence was guarded until the moment of unveiling. That unveiling begins tonight. Their trembling has already started, though they may try to hide it. Look closely and you will see their panic, their fear of what you are about to know. Heaven has already shown you the signs. Type Amen to get blessing. 888. When the silence breaks, it will not be small. It will come like a flood, rushing through every hidden corner. The weight of truth is too great to remain locked away. Someone you least expect will be the first to speak. Their voice will tremble, but it will carry everything you need to hear. From their words, the chain of secrecy will collapse. The others will no longer be able to hold their tongues because exposure weakens every alliance. Once the first crack opens, the rest will crumble. Their unity will dissolve in fear, and you standing at the center will see the full picture. The truth will be yours to hold and no one will ever take it from you again. Type Amen to get blessing. 999. There is a vibration in the atmosphere around you. A stirring that cannot be mistaken. It is as if heaven itself is leaning closer, whispering into your spirit what others have tried to keep away from your ears. You are not alone in this moment. The unseen is guiding you toward clarity. Every word they spoke behind closed doors was meant to lock you out of your own story. But their plans were fragile compared to the power moving on your behalf. The silence they trusted is now cracking. And those cracks are letting truth pour through. Your destiny is too great to be bound by deception. The very people who thought they could silence your rise are being forced into exposure. Their own fear is betraying them, and heaven is making sure their whispers cannot stay hidden. Tonight carries the weight of change. With one revelation, the entire balance of power shifts in your favor. What was once buried will now be placed directly in your hands. Type Amen to get blessing. 111. The shadows are trembling because they know you are awakening. You have already begun to sense what they tried to keep locked away. That awareness inside you is the sign that truth is already approaching. Someone close cannot hold their role much longer. The silence is breaking their spirit, and they are moments away from confessing everything. Once the first word slips, nothing will be able to stop the flood. You will stand and watch as the truth unravels itself thread by thread. The lies that held you will collapse under the weight of exposure. What once seemed strong will dissolve into nothing. This is not meant to harm you. It is meant to empower you. You are stepping into knowledge that gives you freedom, strength, and ownership of what belongs to you. Type Amen to get blessing. 222. They did not realize how closely heaven has been watching. Every deal, every word, every plan has been seen and recorded. They cannot erase their own actions. No matter how deeply they tried to bury them, this revelation carries more than just words. It carries restoration. It restores what was taken. It restores what was delayed. It restores what was denied. Everything tied to you is coming back in divine order. Archangel Michael says, "The silence was never stronger than the truth." Tonight is proof that lies fall and truth always rises. Nothing can stop what heaven has commanded. You are being positioned to rise higher than before. This truth is your gateway, your release, and your shield against every future deception. From tonight onward, you walk differently. Type Amen to get blessing 333. Even those who smiled in your face will not be able to hold their act much longer. Their fear is written in their eyes and their hearts betray them every time you enter the room. They know the silence is cracking. The weight of hidden words has grown unbearable and the air around them grows thick with guilt. They cannot keep their calm when the fire of heaven is burning through their masks. Their time of pretending is finished. This will not be a quiet exposure. It will be loud, undeniable, and unstoppable. Their alliances will break apart, and each will try to save themselves. In that desperation, the truth will fall directly into your hands. When it does, you will understand why heaven allowed the silence for so long. It was only to prepare you, to strengthen you, and to make sure when the truth came, you would be ready to carry it. Type Amen to get blessing. For 44, the whispers are no longer safe within the walls where they were spoken. They leak out like smoke from cracks, reaching you in subtle ways you cannot ignore. Heaven has decided the time has come for the silence to break completely. Their eyes will soon betray the truth before their mouths do. Watch closely because the guilt is too strong to remain hidden. Every movement they make now is exposing them further. You are being led step by step into the revelation prepared for you. Nothing about this moment is an accident. It has been written for you to stand stronger after the unveiling. Tonight marks the turning point. The secret has lived long enough in darkness. It can no longer survive there because light has entered the room and it carries your name. You will not leave unchanged. Type Amen to get blessing 555. They thought you were too distracted to notice, too trusting to see. But heaven gave you discernment sharper than their whispers. Your spirit has already caught hold of the unease they tried to disguise. This revelation is not random. It connects directly to your inheritance, your relationships, and your future. The silence was only their attempt to keep control, but that control is slipping away. They can no longer keep what heaven marked for you. The weight of their fear will soon force them to speak. Some will confess out of guilt, others out of desperation, but either way, the truth will come forward. And when it does, you will finally see what has been waiting for you. Heaven has aligned this night with precision. The unveiling will not come too soon or too late. It comes at the exact moment you are ready to hold it. That moment is now. Type Amen to get blessing. 666. The sound of hushed tones is like thunder to heaven's ears. Every whisper carried your name. Every hidden word tried to shape your destiny without your presence. But tonight, the script is being rewritten with your truth. Even those who seem strongest in silence are beginning to falter. They look over their shoulders, worried the secret will escape without their consent. Their unity is fragile and their fear is breaking it apart. You will not need to fight to uncover this. Heaven itself is pulling the veil back, letting you see with clarity what was once blurred. The exposure is divine, not human. And once the truth rises, it cannot fall again. It will remain with you forever, becoming the foundation of a new beginning. Type Amen to get blessing. 777. The silence was their weapon, but now it has become their weakness. They depended on it to keep you blind, but the silence has turned restless. It is crumbling under the weight of what it tried to protect. This truth will bring shock, but it will also bring freedom. You will finally understand the shadows you felt but could not name. The confusion will end and peace will take its place. One person will break first, unable to hold the pressure any longer. Their trembling voice will release the first wave of revelation. From there, the flood cannot be stopped. Your life is about to shift permanently. Once truth arrives, there is no returning to silence. Everything changes tonight. Type Amen to get blessing 888.